for joining us. The NBA Cup is underway. This is Game 2, and things will only get more intense from this point forward. Along with Stan Van Gundy and Hall of Famer Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce will be with us courtside. All right, a moment now to see how the schedule is looking for Cleveland. On Wednesday, they'll go up against C.J. McCollum and the New Orleans Pelicans. Then on Sunday, they'll host the Toronto Raptors.
And you know, for that matchup with the Hawks, anything can happen in the NBA, but they'll be a heavy favorite, and it would take a total meltdown for them to lose.
A look at the opening lineup for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Boston going with almost an entirely new group here. Horford, he's checked in for Porzingis. Wilson comes in for Tatum. Hauser, he's checked in for White. And Pritchard is subbed in for Holiday. And both of these teams off to a good start, winning their first games in the NBA Cup.
And tonight is a huge one in this group. Remember, the first tiebreaker is head-to-head. So if you can get out to a 2-0 start, plus have the tiebreaker, you're in business.
Pass to Wilson. Here's Horford. To the inside. And that one's good. Wilson.
And this defense needs to turn the screws and ramp up the intensity. They're looking a little loose out there right now.
The Cavaliers trail by 14. There's 53 seconds left in the opening quarter. Green, the pass to Wade. Cleveland again missing.
You can't ask for a cleaner look than that. He just couldn't deliver.
Inside, here's Wilson. It's rebounded by Wade. And here's Mitchell. He'll bring it up for Cleveland. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Hornets.
In today's NBA, you have to stretch the floor or you're going to struggle big time.
Yeah, look, it's really hard to win a game being one-dimensional. It can be done, but it doesn't happen very often.
And that one's good. Wilson.
And early on, they've been on a tear, just getting whatever they want offensively.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly how you want to start a game, with a big offensive push.
And here's Garland. Pass to Wade. Lots of room. That shot missing. And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. Boston out in front. They lead by 14. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. We welcome you back to second quarter action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And let's take a moment to get your take, guys, on the scoring so far for Boston.
Well, they keep finding ways to get to the free throw line. The defense is being overly aggressive, and they're baiting them into fouls.
And on top of that, they've been dialed in from deep. And if they keep it up, it could be a big night for them.
We've got Al Horford. Peyton Pritchard is out there with Jason Tatum. And it's Hauser in at small forward. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Celtics. And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
The Cavaliers have great size up front. They have Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, who said, "We have each other's backs." That's the advantage of having 2 7-footers. If you blow by the first one, there's a second one waiting for you. Brian, they'll make it tough.
No doubt. Waves and waves of length inside. Thanks, Allie. Chalk up 2 there.
Good execution. They're getting some short-range looks here.
Pass to Wilson. Horford against Allen. To the middle. And he banks in the layup. Wilson's got his 3rd basket on the night right there.
They've now had assists on each of their last 3 buckets.
Grant, the Cavs making the playoffs the last 2 years. A big deal in Cleveland.
Well, outside of years with LeBron on the roster, they hadn't made the postseason since 1998. But this group of Cavaliers are making their own history now. Love to see that kind of activity. He just makes things happen.
And he's got his first opportunity at the line here tonight. Free throw no good for Hunter.
Look, he's a lengthy wing who can defend multiple positions and space the floor. Hunter has a lot of value in this league.
Now here's Tatum. He's got 12. Fader on the way. Wilson, no good. The Cavaliers trail by 10. Okoro outside. Pass to Hunter. Back to Okoro. Who poked away. Here's Pritchard. From the arc. He's rebounded by Okoro. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter. 4-3. Boston pulls it in. Tatum's got his 5th rebound in this one. Pass to Wilson. There's the 3. Missed it. 3 for 6 now. The Cavs have gotten 3 of 4 field goals in the second quarter. And here in the second quarter of action, just a hair under 2.5 minutes played. It's rebounded by Cleveland. This is their first chance this season playing Boston.
And this is probably a game they've been looking forward to since these guys bounced them from the playoffs last year.
Celtics lead by 10. It's an even 3-on-3 break. Count it. He's 4 for 8 now.
You have to be accurate there. Very little room for error passing on the interior.
Well, Cleveland's shooting at a 48% clip from the floor. And we've got a timeout called by Kenny Atkinson. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. Grant, a little background on the NBA Cup tournament this game is part of. It traces its origins back to the WNBA Commissioner's Cup.
Yeah, the WNBA was set to feature the in-season tournament in 2020, but the pandemic delayed that start until 2021. Since then, it's been a wild success, and the NBA decided to run one of their own.
A different look for Cleveland. Thompson, he's checked in for Allen. Mitchell comes in for Okoro. And Darius Garland subbed in for Strus. And here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Mitchell finds Garland. And here's Hunter for 3. Yes, and a nice assist from Garland. Hunter's got 11 points.
That's his 3rd triple of the night, forcing the defense to extend out.
And Grant, when you look at Darius Garland, he has a very polished offensive game.
Absolutely. He's great at creating for himself, but also knows when to get others involved. He can score from anywhere, and he works incredibly hard on his craft.
Now here's White. In his last outing, he had 11 points. Wilson, no good. And here in the second quarter of action, as we approach 4 minutes played. Down low. Here's Thompson. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
Over his career, Mitchell has developed his playmaking for others, a great skill to have.
To the paint. Porzingis passes to Holiday. Here's Wilson. He nails it. That's his 5th make in 11 tries.
Well, once he gets a step to the rim like that, it's going to take more of a defensive effort to force the miss.
Outside Mitchell. 50 seconds left to play in the first half. Hunter, good.
Yeah, and they have dialed up Hunter's number. He's a big part of this offense.
And so it's Brown with it. He brings it up for the Celtics. After this game, they can look forward to Washington, where they'll match up against the Wizards. And that'll be their only game on the road before heading back home. The Cavaliers trail by 7. Here's Mitchell. Grown man points from Donovan Mitchell.
I just love the ball movement.
Boston's gone 0 for 3 from deep to begin the second. And that one's good. Wilson's got 9 points now in the quarter. Cleveland has gone 1 of 2 from deep in the second quarter. Here's Hunter. Hauled in by Brown. Brown's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Pass to Holiday. Inside. Here's Wilson. And the shot is good on the assist by Holiday. And now it's a 10-point Boston lead.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
And so it's Boston ending the quarter up 10. Their key to consistency has been their dominance in the paint. They've been the more physical team. Back to the game after this break.
Hello and welcome. Before we take a look at the action from the first half, a brief overview of some upcoming games.
And for that game against the Pelicans, they have to be feeling pretty confident. Good teams win the games they're supposed to. We'll find out how good they are.
You can beat a team and still not be a good team. I want to see how they play.
Now let's talk about that lopsided first half. Obviously, a lot of work to do for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
One thing that stands out to me, guys, is the disparity in free throws. They need a new recipe for getting to the line.
Yeah, fewer jumpers, more driving to the hoop, more touches down low.
Cooking up some Shaq stew.
Stay out my kitchen, Ernie.
Thanks for tuning in. Now it's time to head back over to Brian Anderson for the start of the third quarter.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast thus far. Change here for Boston, and the Cavaliers will go for a different look here. Wade, he's checked in for Evan Mobley. Strus comes in for Hunter. Okoro is checked in for Donovan Mitchell, and Jerome subbed in for Darius Garland. On the court right now for Cleveland, Dean Wade is out there with Jared Allen. Then it's Ty Jerome. Then there's Okoro, and it's Strus in at the 3 spot. Wade misses.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Pritchard, the pass to Wilson. Can't hit from in close. The Cavaliers shooting a low 28% during this third. The offensive rebound. Pass to Jerome. Launches it. Drops in the 3. Jerome's got 5 points. And so it's Jason Tatum making highlights for Boston. On the glass, he was an absolute tyrant, just owning the boards. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
You can count on him to deliver a few assists like this one each and every night.
Well, that is what coaches want from their point guards. Set others up, play the game the right way.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. They've got Peyton Pritchard, and it's Walsh in at the 2 spot. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. One of the biggest challenges for coaches these days, Stan, is roster turnover. How do you deal with the player movement?
Well, look, Brian, it's to be expected, first of all. And second of all, you just, every year starts new. You start from square one every year, and you build it. And if you make an in-season deal, you start over again from square one and build it up.
Now here's Garland. To the middle. Here's Hunter. And finished off by Hunter.
From right in close, DeAndre Hunter.
Pritchard, the pass to Wilson. Puts up a 3. And the rebound goes to Cleveland.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Outside Garland. Back to Jerome. Down low. Here's Wade. And he goes in for the dunk.
Well, you love the unselfishness. Makes the next pass and enables his team to capitalize on the possession.
Here's Wilson for three. Doesn't go for him.
Not himself from range right now, but the only way out of this funk is to keep trying.
Garland, the pass to Wade. Here's Hunter. Good. And he's hit 8 of 14 now. A solid offensive performance.
And force feeding the ball inside. I mean, no reason to go away from what's working.
Pass to Pritchard to the inside. Out to the right wing. Here's Hauser. Good, and it's Horford who picks up the assist. Hauser's gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game. Inside. And finished off by Hunter.
Yeah, this is when they need to lean on him more. Get him the ball and let him build some momentum.
Here's Wilson. Hunter covering. To the paint. Hunter with some nice D. The Cavaliers have got all 4 shots to go in this final quarter. Pass to Garland. Here's Wade. And the layup is good off the glass.
A rare assist there from Hunter. They want him to continue to work on his playmaking.
From outside the arc. Gets the 3 ball to go. Wilson's got 5 points now this quarter.
Here in the second half, they're really focused on stretching the floor.
Yeah, and where has the defense been? They've been content to let them fire away. They've got to close out to the arc.
Pass to Hunter. The 3. Kept alive. All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Boston?
Well, they've been hitting threes at a high clip, and the defense hasn't done enough to challenge them at the line. They need to close out and run them off the 3.
Yeah, another thing they did well was feed the ball into the paint. They really utilized their size there tonight.
To the wing, right side. Pass to Pritchard, to the middle. Here's Shireman. And it's going to be a 3-second call. Stan, you've always been known as the style police. We're used to seeing the home team in white, but you look around the league now, there's a lot more variety.
Yeah, and that's before you even get to the neon shoes some of these guys are wearing. The NBA palette, Brian, has gotten a lot more adventurous.
And the Cavaliers going with a whole new group out there. Allen, and it's Allen who slams it home.
Well, the scoreboard tells you everything you need to know about this one. A great showing here for the Celtics.
Pretty clear who the better team was today. They dominated in just about every phase of this game, Grant.
B.A., it's almost hard to think what didn't go well for them. Their plan, their execution, everything was absolutely on point.
And with this one, they go double digits in the win column.
Yeah, this is far from the last word in the season series. Still 3 more meetings between them and plenty of motivation to square things up.
And one player just stole the show tonight, doing everything for his team. A monster night for Jason Tatum.
Yeah, you know, he was a man on a mission in this one. The defense had absolutely no answers for him tonight.
And it's Garland with the ball for the Cavaliers. And Mobley throws it down.
And you pay so much attention to Garland, and that allows teammates to get involved.
Boy, you love how guys are making plays for one another here.
Yeah, just a balanced attack, a total team effort.
Here's Wilson. Played it in with a nice touch off the window.
This has to feel good. They gave their fans a show and secured the W.
Yep, the crowd gets to go home feeling good about the win tonight. Their team looked impressive.
Garland finds Mobley. And Mobley throws it down.
One positive takeaway, at least they're finally showing signs of life out there.
Yeah, a loss stings a little less if you at least feel like you put up a fight, but only a little less.
Pass to Pritchard. Here's Shireman. Here's Wilson. And the three off target. So we see the Celtics taking the W here. And with tonight's win, they're now 2-0 in the NBA Cup.
Yeah, just a fantastic start to the group stage. They're in the driver's seat in this group. A strong finish, and they'll advance.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Grant Hill, Stan Van Gundy, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson signing off. So long, everyone.
MP, you are the straw that stirs the drink. Good job, MP. I see.
No way. This can't. Thank you so much. We'll be here. Great to see you. Take a look around. Let me know if you need anything. Thanks for swinging by. Hope to see you again. great to see you. Take a look around. Let me know if you need... Thanks for swinging by. Hope to see you again. Hey, welcome. See you later.
Hi. Bye. Thanks for coming in.
Wow, I can't believe it. Have a look around. All right, thanks for coming in.